Jennifer.
Hi.
So glad you could come in. Before we start, I just want to have you sign a informed consent. And it's basically stating that I'm a student from CSU Stan. I'm required to practice counseling skills with volunteers. I appreciate your willingness to work with me on my assignment. We chose a topic together, which we've already discussed, and we will now role play. This is something we've gone over before we start. If you feel at any time uncomfortable about the topic or upset and you want to stop, just say so and we will do it immediately. And if you want to read this over, it states our confidentiality. It states that we are recording and that my professor, Dr. Snyder, will be looking at this, and our boundaries of competence. And if you will sign it and then I will sign it, and then you will receive a copy and I will take one with me. Okay, now let's begin. Is there anything specific that you wanted to talk about today?
Yes, I did want to talk about an issue I've been having at work. Like every time I work, I've been having a problem with another employee that I work with. I've been at Wiener Central for 5 years, and I'm the assistant manager. And my manager has his brother-in-law and wife also working there. And I feel like they're constantly undermining me, like they don't have to listen to me. And sometimes even bossing me around. I find myself constantly leaving work feeling bad about it.
So let me make sure I heard you correctly. You've been there at your job for 5 years, and you are the, did you say assistant?
Yeah, I'm the assistant manager.
Okay, because you've been there for so long. And I'm assuming because you're the assistant manager that you're good at what you do, and you know how to run it. But your manager has his family that works there?
Yeah, I totally thought that wasn't supposed to be right. I mean, to have immediate family work under you when you're a manager of somewhere. But I'm not sure about that. But yeah, they totally work there.
How many of them work there?
Well, actually 3, because his brother-in-law works there, his wife, and then his wife's son from her first marriage. Yeah.
So he has family members that are close to him working there.
They all live in the same house together.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so the individual you're having a problem with is...
I have to work one-on-one with him more often. We open together. So when I open the store, I open with him. He's the cook and I'm the cashier. And he is like really bossy to me. He like tells me what to do, and I'm the manager. And I have to order all this stuff on the computer and like keep track of all this bread and everything that I have to do. And he like, because I'm not like standing right there in front of him like cleaning a table, he like, it seems like he's accusing me of not working.
Oh, so he's so
that's the way I feel he gives me attitude.
Right, so you're feeling like he's accusing you of not working, when in reality you are working.
Yeah.
And hard.
Right.
Working hard.
Right.
Because it takes a lot to run a restaurant. Can you give me like a specific example of when or something like...
Yeah, recently he actually yelled at me. We were waiting for a long time for this food to be ready, and when it got done, I noticed that they looked really well done. They were mini corn dogs that had to be fried in the fryer. And I went back and looked at the temperature of the fryer, and sure enough, it was a little bit too warm because it runs warm, so you had to have it at this perfect spot. And when I moved it down, he came over and he actually like told me not to touch the fryer because he's the cook. And front of all the other employees,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, okay, I'm the manager, and the food is well done, I'm not out of line, and he like yelled at me about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember feeling so terrible when I went home that day because it's like everybody saw him do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I can't even talk to my manager about it because it's his brother.
Right. So, when he yelled at you, it probably made you feel embarrassed and belittled. Is that correct?
Yeah, I felt humiliated,
Mm-hmm.
and now I feel like other employees are gonna think they can yell at me too.
Yeah.
It's just completely humiliating.
Yeah. And it's not fair that you can't go to your manager because this is something that's important. Your place of business it's like you have to be there quite often, and so you want to be upset, or you don't want to go home angry, you don't want it to ruin the rest of your day. Is that correct?
Yeah, I need to not only, have a good work environment so that when I come home, I don't bring bad vibes home with me because I have to come home and then continue working being a single parent.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're a single parent.
yeah, and so I'm coming home sad all the time from work, and I feel like it's starting to affect, how I'm in the home.
Yeah. And so if I'm hearing this right, you're a single mom, so this job is important to you. And it's also important to you that you enjoy your job, and then not only that, it's important to you that you get respect at your job and from others.
Well, I feel like I've earned it.
Yeah.
It's like I've been there for so long, and I feel like I work so hard, and like I always go in if they need me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always, willing to bend and work with everyone else, and I just don't understand why I'm getting this continuous undermining from my manager's family.
Mm-hmm. I would say that you earned it, being there for so long and being such a good employee. You feel like that it's your right to go to the manager, which
Definitely is exactly how I'm feeling. Like sometimes I feel like some of the things that this certain individual does, like I should be able to write him up for it, but he's never been written up for anything. And then I've told my manager before, and then the next time that the schedule came out, like the individual had gotten more hours. So it was almost like he got rewarded for bad behavior, and I feel like the manager is just completely not backing me up. And it's just really making me feel like, that I'm not having a good time ever at work.
Yeah.
It's making me feel like I'm not working as good because I'm so overwhelmed with it.
Yeah. So you feel that you're not able to do the job that you need to be doing because this other individual is stressing you out and making you feel, so upset at work that you're not able to do the things that you need to be doing. And when the individual, so you're higher up in the job, you've been there longer, you know a little bit more than him maybe, and you're supposed to be telling him what to do, but it's like the roles are switched, and he is getting the more hours when you are working so hard and trying to do a good job at your business.
Yeah, all of this is just really making me feel really bad. I mean, I just feel like I have no respect, nobody appreciates me, it's just making me feel like lowering my confidence. My work environment is just really driving into my everyday life.
So would you say that he plays favoritism with his family?
I feel like there's an extreme amount of favoritism,
Yeah.
and at the same time, he always is like reassuring me, like making me feel like it's gonna work out or like it's gonna get better, but it never does.
I can honestly say that I have been in your situation before. I used to work at a department store, and their HR lady would play favoritism with some of the other employees, and it really made me feel unappreciated, and just it made me, it just seemed so unfair that we all work hard, but they're getting realized at what they're doing more than let's see, realized or just like appreciated more than me. And I try my hardest, I give it my all, and you know, a couple times I went in there to her office to talk to her, and she's in there with these other individuals, like with the door closed, like laughing and having a good time. They're eating lunch together and stuff, and but when I go in to talk to her, she's kind of just like real short and acted like it didn't matter what I had to say, and it made me really unappreciate my job and not want to be there, you know.
That's exactly how I find myself feeling all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like nobody there appreciates me and I just don't want to be there.
Yeah. That's understandable. That can be hard, and you know, what do you want to, how do you want this to end, or what would you like to see happen is what I'm trying to say.
I would like to see my manager like really, you know, take the initiative and care and maybe come in and work a morning with us, or I don't know what he could do in his position to make it so that it's fair for everybody. But I definitely think that the certain individual that's mean to me should have some sort of like punishment or awareness that it's wrong. I mean, I don't know why he thinks that he could just like undermine me all the time, and he like literally will tell me when he's gonna go on break. Like he doesn't, like we're busy, he's like, I'm going on break, it goes.
Yeah.
And things like that, that it's like, what am I gonna do? Like go out there and argue with him or write him up and deal with, you know, explaining that to my manager? I don't know, it's really confusing me on what to do. I don't know what should be done.
So I'm sensing that you I'm sensing that you might be a little bit afraid to take action with this individual and maybe stand up to him.
Yeah, you know what?
Because he's related to your manager?
Yeah, that's exactly how I'm feeling.
Yeah. And that can be hard.
Yeah, because I'm supposed to be able to go to my manager so that we can always, and tell him everything, so we can always be improving the store and the work environment. And so when I feel like I can't, that he's not going to be compassionate towards what's happening, it makes me feel just even more insecure with my job.
Yeah, right. Well, I definitely hear a lot of strong points that you are coming across, and I do see that you're able to reflect and kind of start talking these out. So it'd be nice to see you again, and we can, you know, go from there.
Okay, thank you very much.